Hello everyone. Hello. Hello. We are in Western Tokyo area. I hope you can hear me well. We are waiting for some people to join. Just a few minutes to check the connection. So let me introduce myself. My name is Katya. I'm locally in Tokyo, and today we're gonna have an online walking tour in the western part of Tokyo City. So our tour called the Old Roads of Modern Tokyo. So we're gonna start right now. After we're crossing the road here, we're gonna visit a few historic sites today. If you have any questions, if you would like to ask me any questions, please type it in your comments. So let me introduce myself a little bit. I've been living here for about 10 years. So I came to Japan about 10 years ago. I am working here in Japanese company in education consultant department. I'm working right now as a part-time worker, not a full-time. So now I would like to turn the camera so you can see the area where we are walking. We are right now about 1 minute away from the Musashi Kokubunji station in Tokyo. It's quite a local station, the city where ordinary people live in rather than walking. It's not the center of a city. We are walking towards the first historic site that I would like to show you today. To say a little bit about our tour, we're gonna see a few sports today, which is really unique, and I love them. So I would like to share the sports with you too. And also you can see this area is very beautiful. It's a bit far away from the central Tokyo. We are in the western part of a city. Here you can see apartment buildings. In Japanese they call danchi. Just ordinary people living in Japan like this. Yeah, you can see the amount of the buildings here. And the weather today is very nice. It's evening here, about 6 o'clock. So it's not so humid today and exactly right now. But we are in the middle of a rainy season, which is good because when we are out of the season, the weather is going to be here very bad. It's going to be very hot and humid. So now I'm literally enjoying the weather. I hope we are not going to have rain while we are having a walk and our tour, because it's very much possible, but still I hope we're going to squeeze between rain. So we already almost there at our first spot, and now we are passing the Japanese New Art High School. And we're going to turn and go towards the library, and I will show you the building of the library too. Unfortunately, it's closed right now. So it's Tokyo Metropolitan Tama Library. We are in a very green and lovely area right now. You can see a lot of trees. And that's very nice because not every Tokyo neighborhood got this kind of space. Also, we are very close to the park as well. And we are coming to our first spot for today. It's called the remains of Tosan-do Musashi-michi Road. I would like to show it to you first and explain a little bit about it. So the place looks like this, and Japanese archaeologists, they saved this spot for us to show us how exactly the place looked around Nara period. I want to say a few words about this spot and why it's so important, and I would like to share this information with you because it's really amazing. Because this road was built around 7th century during the Nara period. And this road connects the Fuchu city, which was a capital of Musashi Province in Nara period, with Nara. So this road called the Tosan-do Musashi-michi Road. It was very huge. Right now we are on the territory of Kokubunji city, and only on the territory of this city, the length of the road about 3 kilometers. Of course, nowadays we don't have the 3 kilometers, but we still have the space. If you look at the surface, this red surface, that's the exact width of the road, how it was in 7th century. It's about 12 meters width, and only on the territory of the city about 3 kilometers length. And that's amazing that also we can see how it looked at those time. Why it's so important? Because if you walk this road on the north, at the exact direction where we are right now, you're gonna reach Gunma prefecture and other city. And from this city, this road joined Tosan-do Michi or Tosan-do Road, which was the main road which connects the north part of island with Nara, which was the capital of Japan those time. So I think it's quite amazing to walk on the road which is built on the 7th century, and still today we can walk this road, what we are doing right now. And I know Japan is so far from Europe. I think it's also interesting to see how the Japanese people live in here. As I said before, this is just quite normal area where ordinary people live in. You can see the apartment buildings called danchi here. They are very typical, and you can find this kind of apartment building in any Japanese city where you go. And we're walking towards the library. It's a public library. You can get there for free, and it's very nice. Actually, I would like to say that the library is very nice to visit with kids as well. There's a special room for kids where they can read books, where they can play, even small kids. And unfortunately the library is closed right now because of the pandemic that's happening in Japan too. I hope it's getting better and the borders will be open soon. We are walking towards the park. It's a Musashi Kokubunji Park. And I also would like to introduce you this park, so you can see how their Japanese people spend their weekends. Now it's evening here, maybe not so many people, but park is very beautiful too. So I decided not to skip this part and share with you. If you have any questions about Japan, Japanese culture, I'll be happy to answer them if I can. But by myself also, during our walk, I will share some interesting facts with you too. So we are getting inside the park area. It's Musashi Kokubunji Park, and you see this advertisement that you cannot use the drones here. So maybe because of the reasons of safety, I guess. Okay, I see the comment. Tokyo is lovely city. I happy to hear that you like it. Okay, we are getting inside the park. As you can see, there's still a lot of people here, even in the evening. The park is a normal park for Tokyo. Maybe I can say nothing special. You can see this kind of parks in most of the neighborhoods around the Tokyo, with the flowers. And at the daytime, there are also fountains, and there are a lot of green area here. And you can see people jogging, people doing sport here, playing football, just walking. There's a beautiful pond here as well. And we're gonna come to there. I would like to show it to you. So as I said, we are not in the center of a city. We are about 35-40 minutes away, if you take a train, from the one of the busiest stations in Tokyo, Shinjuku Station. And we are not so far from Nishi-Kokubunji Station. A little bit I would like to introduce the history of the area where we are. It's this area was an area of Musashi Province in Nara era, and this province was huge because inside this province there was Saitama Prefecture, Tokyo, and also the part of Kanagawa Prefecture. And the capital of Musashi Province was Fuchu City, which is about 2 kilometers away from here, which you can reach if you walk on Tosan-do Musashi-michi Road which I just showed you earlier. The province was huge, but still there was a suburb, because the capital of those time in 7th century, 8th century was a Nara city, not Tokyo. I just once again would like to show you the park, how it looks from this side. A little bit Japanese style roof. Yeah, some things in the parks right now closed. Like here's the water, the play for kids. It's closed right now. I think the same and the safety reasons because of the pandemic. Because yeah, people shouldn't really get too much close to each other. But we are going to the place which is open. So it's outside, so no worries. Yes, again, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. We are going out from the park area. I hope you enjoy the view of the park. People taking a walk still, but actually now this is the best time to take a walk because of the weather in summer. There is no rain today and it's not so much humid as usual. And in the evening, now it's 6 o'clock and the temperature is about 27 degrees. So just perfect. I would love Japanese summer if we have the temperature like this every time. So we need to cross the road to get the second spot that I would like to show you today. Yeah, if you have any questions, now I can see your comments. We are coming to the place from where the area of Musashi Kokubunji Temple starts. This is exactly the area that we're going to explore today with you. And I'm not sure, but the road that leads us to the area of the temple called Tosan-do in Japanese. It's very straight and goes directly to the entrance of the territory. It's straight, and while you're walking, you need to clean your mind, your soul, your thoughts, purify everything so you can come there and pray. So I'll show you right now. We are walking already to enter the area of the temple. Maybe sometime in 7th or 8th century, there was this straight road was one of the entrance to the territory of Musashi Kokubunji Temple. The territory was huge, and the temple by itself was built around 8th century, after the road was built. Maybe there was a main temple of Musashi Province, where we are walking today. As I said, this province doesn't exist right now, but it's existed in 8th and 7th century in Nara period. It's very difficult to find it if you are a tourist here and you just come here for the first time. This kind of places is really difficult to find. So you need to ask the help of local people. That's why Localie is a nice place to meet the guide who can show you the all hidden spots, which is amazing. Okay, we are coming to this place, and Japanese archaeologists. They left one spot here for us to check the level of the ground, how it was around Nara period, around the time when here on this territory, the territory of Musashi Kokubunji Temple starts. I think all the square space is saved from that time. That's interesting. Now it's just a park, you can walk here. And this is a map which maybe shows where we are right now. Yeah, everything in Japanese, so very difficult to understand. And now we're gonna go down to the one more spot that I would like to show you today. So we are about 15 minutes walk away from the Nishi Kokubunji station, which is one of their, I cannot say biggest, just normal stations. It's a vicinity of Tokyo. We are on the western part of Tokyo. And I also feel it's amazing that just to walk 15-20 minutes away from the station, we are getting inside forest. And it's a bit late maybe today, so there are not so many people here. We are coming to see the remarkable water as they are selected by the Ministry of Environment of Japan. I just would like to show you that people come in here to pray. And again, we are going down to see the water springs water. So in Japan, there is a list of 100 springs water sources, which is protected by the Ministry of Environment and called as well conserved water or remarkable water. And you can find only two types of these sources in Tokyo. One is here, and one is very high up Tama mountains area, so quite far away. And one is here. 20 minutes walk away from Nishi Kokubunji station. This water is clean. In the daytime you can see people who are coming here with the bottles and they are taking the water from there. I think you can drink this water. And there's one more place that I would like to tell you about. Let's come a little bit closer and bow to show our respect. And here. So around 8th century there was a beautiful woman who was living in Japan. She was very beautiful, but she suffered awful and terrible skin disease. And she was traveling around Japan to find a cure for herself. And while traveling, once she came to the area of Musashi Kokubunji Temple. She was praying here for 21 days. And on the 21st day, the child appeared in front of her. Child took her hand and brought her to this pond. And child told her to bath into this pond. And after this, the child disappeared. The young lady followed the advice and she cured from her illness. People were amazed of this miracle, And they call this place and this pound the pound of the true figure, because the young lady could return back her true appearance. So this kind of beautiful legend exists about this pound and about this place. And the legend says that this happened in 8th century. We're gonna walk a little bit because we're still walking to the next spot. And while we're walking, I would like to show you something else. So there's a small market here. The people doing farming here. So it's a farm here. The people growing vegetables and fruits. Farmers, and here too. And actually, in the daytime, it's open, and there are fruits and vegetables on the table, which cost really little, like 100 yen maybe. And there's no camera, no people here who's selling the fruits, just the tag with a price. And there is a box. You can choose something and put money inside the box according to the things that you chose. So I love this place, first of all, because you can buy very tasty and nice vegetables and fruits, very cheap. And I love this kind of trust relationship. So no one is going to steal anything, and you're going to put the exact amount of money that the farmer asks you to put. And I hope you can see this. This is an old building. It's called Kura. It's an old Japanese storehouse. That's kind of for those people who love Japanese architecture. So this is really old Kura. And there is one more farm where also you can buy some vegetables. Unfortunately, it's 6 o'clock, 6:30 actually, and it's already closed. So there's still a water spring, and this place where people may be taking rest when they're walking around. And now we're going to walk a little bit on the side of a small river, very beautiful, to reach our next spot. Very nice area, feels like a forest. You can see beautiful flowers here. And this small river calls the Fireflies River, because in the specific season, specific time of the year, in the evening, you can see fireflies here beside this river. And also the symbol of Japanese rainy season, these flowers, which Japanese people call ajisai. Very beautiful. So when you see the flowers, that means the rainy season is here. Yes, I just would like to remember that, to remind you, that we are really like about 20 minutes walk away from the Nishikokubunji station, just normal station in Tokyo area, actually in Western Tokyo. And just walk about 20 minutes and you are here in the part of the city which appeared here about 7th, 8th century. We are walking the area of former Musashi Province. And here's a cafe where you can take a rest after a long walk. Very nice. And now they have their tables outside, because some people prefer to drink and eat outside right now rather than inside, because of the same reasons. This is a museum. It's closed already, but again, just to tell you about this kind of relationship built on trust that you find in Japan. The doors are open usually here, and there is no person who selling ticket or something else. You just need to go to cafe and pay maybe 100 yen, but yeah, no one is checking it when you're getting inside. So that's also interesting, how people trust each other. Yes, we are still walking to our next spot. And by the way, if you come in here again, there are still other places to see. The territory of Musashi Kokubunji Temple, where we are walking right now, it's huge. If we take a square, it's about 1 kilometer and 1.5 kilometers. So it's a huge territory. And this area started to be inhabited with people, not only around Nara area. As you see, there is a rivers and spring waters here that we just saw. So even earlier, prehistoric period, the prehistoric period people living here, Jomon people. So in the museum that we just passed there, you can see some clay figurines and pottery from Jomon period as well, which is also amazing. So we are coming to the main building of Musashi Kokubunji Temple. I want to show you how it's looks like this. So this temple was built in 8th century first. Then it was destroyed completely around 14th century. And it was rebuilt around 18th century. So that's a really place with a long history. Musashi Kokubunji Temple. There is a note on the territory of a temple that you should be quiet there. So I don't want to disturb anyone. So I just would like to show you some wooden carvings that are on the roof. So we're going to follow the etiquette that people asking us to follow here. So I'm going to be silent and show you around the area of the temple. First we need to bow. Okay. So we're just out of a territory, and I just bow once again to show the respect to the place. And this is a gate of Musashi Kokubunji Temple, which is originally not from here. They're from other temple in Tokyo, but they were brought here in 19th century. They're wooden. They're so huge and actually so beautiful. I also would like to show you a little bit. Yes, I love this place. I come here often because it's so quiet. Not so many people here. This is a temple, and temple belongs to Buddhist religion, which came to Japan around maybe 6th or 5th century. And before this, there were no temples or shrines in Japan. So Japanese religion was Shinto, which didn't have any shrines. But after Buddhism came to Japan, people started to build temples and shrines. So it's very interesting. Yes, I have a comment. So yes, it's Tokyo. We are in the western part of Tokyo. We are in the area of the former Musashi Province, as I said before. And we are just 20 minutes walk away from the station, from Nishi Kokubunji Station, which is quite big station. And Nishi Kokubunji Station is a 30 minutes ride away from Shinjuku. Shinjuku Station is the busiest one in Tokyo, so we are not so far. It's just the western part of a city. But you need to know local people to walk 20 minutes and get inside the old territory of the temple, like this, which were built in 8th century. So this is our tour today. I hope you enjoy this area, and I would like to say that there's still a lot of things to see here, because the territory of this temple is huge, as I said, about 1 kilometer to both sides. So there are still other ruins. The territory of this temple got monastery and nunnery before. Now it's evening, it's calm, but actually this area is very calm usually, and you cannot see many tourists here, maybe only Japanese tourists. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this tour. I hope to see you again and show you around Tokyo, maybe other area. So thank you for your time. Thank you for joining. See you. Bye.